Imagine a being lurking deep within the Carpathian woods, where mist clings to your bones and even wolves fall silent in terror. This creature surpasses the dread of Dracula, a monster that doesn't merely kill but devours light itself. A shadow walker, storm summoner, and stone shatterer, it is no mere vampire or werewolf. It is the Varrock, born from the essence of fear itself. Welcome to Myths Unearthed, where ancient tales, buried horrors, and otherworldly battles breathe anew. If you're captivated by the hidden corners of folklore, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated on every epic origins tale. The Varrock defies definition, a paradox given form. In Romanian lore, especially in Transylvania's shadowed valleys, this entity has instilled fear for centuries. It's not bound to a single shape, part vampire, part werewolf, yet neither. Some stories cast it as a wraith, others, a dragon-like spirit, a force woven from ancient dread and pre-Christian terrors. Long before holy symbols and sacred springs, the nomadic peoples of Eastern Europe feared the untamed, wolves, tempests, the void of night. These fears birthed the Varrock. Early Celtic and Germanic tribes saw it as both guardian and avenger, a being that could rally beasts, unleash storms, or maintain nature's fragile balance. But with Christianity's rise, its story darkened. No longer a force of primal justice, it was recast as a fiend of hell, a cursed predator driven by insatiable hunger. From that moment, it was said to stalk the night, doomed to slaughter. The tales shifted, but one truth endured. The Varrock was no ordinary creature. By day, it wore a human guise, pale as frost, with raven hair and eyes that pierced the soul, but by night, it could morph into any form, wolf, fog, or nightmare incarnate. It didn't kill for sustenance, it craved control. Its power stretched beyond the earth. Some whispered that lunar eclipses were its doing, the Varrock swallowing the moon's glow. Villagers, gripped by panic, would fire shots skyward, clash metal, and toll bells to drive it back and restore the light. Yet not all saw it as evil. In some traditions, the Varrock was divine retribution, a force sent by the heavens to punish a sinful world. An old Romanian verse murmurs, some claim the Varrock is called by the divine to consume the moon, not in chaos but as a warning to the fallen. Ar mea est valera? Its origins remain shrouded in dread. Was it forged by a curse, spawned from a dark pact, or merely the echo of humanity's deepest fears? One thing is clear, this is no bedtime story. The Varrock is every buried sin, every suppressed craving. It mirrors your face, haunts your dreams, and when the cosmos aligns, it treads your path once more. Transformation. No one is born a Varrock, it is not inherited but inflicted, a descent into monstrosity triggered by a soul's shattering. The transformation begins with a violation, a rift so profound it bridges this world and something far darker. Among the most chilling origins is a death without grace. In remote Eastern European hamlets, it was believed that unbaptized children, denied sacred rites, could return as Varroci, not out of spite but because they were never anchored to the light. They rose in shadow, lost to both worlds. The same fate awaited those who ended their own lives, their unresolved anguish twisting into something grotesque. Another curse fell on children of forbidden unions, born outside sacred vows or in secrecy, shunned by society. These outcasts, neither claimed by heaven nor hell, were the most fearsome, teetering between flesh and spirit until the Varrock claimed them. Then there were the bargains, desperate pacts made not in madness but in despair. To summon a Varrock, some whispered forbidden words, seeking vengeance or protection. They received their wish, but at a horrific cost. Tales speak of sorcerers who called the beast to hunt, only to be consumed when their purpose faded. The change wasn't always swift. Sometimes it came after death. A disturbed grave or improper burial could awaken a Varec's hunger. Other times, it spread like a plague, a wound that wouldn't close, a dream too vivid, a curse no lineage could outrun. Certain bloodlines, it was said, carried the Varec's taint, a shadow cast by an ancestor's sin. No ritual could fully purge it, only postpone the inevitable. Running water, poured over a fresh corpse, might bind the soul. A fragile custom clung to by villagers who feared what they no longer fully believed. The transformation was merciless. Most became Varasi not by choice but by abandonment, rejected by faith, kin, or fate. As one ancient tale warns, a child without blessing, a soul lost to despair, these become Varasi, not for their evil, but for their exile. Folklore Romanica Vol. Once the change takes hold, through sin, sorrow, or sorcery, there is no turning back. The beast lurks beneath the skin. The soul no longer seeks redemption. You won't see the moment it shifts, you'll only see the hunger in its gaze, and by then, your blood already sings its name. Hunger. The Varec transcends flesh. Its true horror lies in its ability to abandon its body. At night, as the world slips into dreams, the Varec rises, not as a creature but as a void, wind, shadow, nothingness. In this ethereal form, it is unseen, untouchable, unstoppable. Legends describe a force that doesn't just kill but consumes harmony itself. It glides along unseen paths, moving swifter than any beast, swifter than thought. It passes through locked doors, drifts through walls, and hunts without ever touching the earth. You don't hear it, you sense it, a cold weight behind your eyes, a shiver in a still room. Its hunger isn't confined to blood. Some say it feeds on dreams, others on life's equilibrium. The most dreaded belief is that the Varec consumes the heavens, that eclipses mark its feast upon the moon. Villagers feared these moments with primal dread. When the sky darkened and the air stilled, they shouted prayers, clanged pots, or fired into the heavens. Church bells pealed not for worship but to scare the beast from its celestial meal. These weren't mere rituals, they were survival. As an untouchable spirit, the Varec couldn't be fought, only repelled. If it fed too long, it didn't just steal light, it unraveled reality. It traveled an astral path, a mystic current that let it reach any place instantly. Sleepers were especially vulnerable. Those lost in deep dreams or sleepwalking might unwittingly draw its gaze. Once it saw you, escape was impossible. Its feeding was silent, no cries, no blood, just a body left pale and empty, as if the soul had been drained. Yet some signs were overt. Survivors spoke of nightmares so vivid they woke with bloodied noses, of dreams where they drifted above their homes, pulled towards something ancient and cold. In those visions, they always saw it, a gaping maw in the sky, slowly widening. To witness an eclipse was to see the Varec feed, not on light but on the world's order. Tradit umbra idra. It doesn't knock or beg. It slips through your dreams, sips your breath, and when you wake, if you wake, the moon is no longer yours. Power. The Varec's strength lies not in claws or teeth but in what it conceals, and what it reveals too late. It doesn't merely kill, it commands the elements, bends minds, and wears the guise of those you trust. At night, its cry summons wolves, not as allies but as vassals. Packs gather in eerie silence, their eyes gleaming with more than moonlight. Some tales say it commands foxes, coyotes, any creature of the night, moving as a single force to encircle homes or stalk lone travelers. Storms follow it, not conjured by spells but by its very presence. Lightning traces its path, thunder rumbles in your bones. Trees split, winds scream, roofs tear away as it passes, not seen but felt. In some villages, an unheralded storm or sudden animal silence signaled its arrival. Its shapeshifting was no mere trick, it was mastery. Beyond wolf or man, it could become mist, shadow, or a familiar face, a weary stranger seeking refuge, a long-lost kin, a lover at your door past midnight. Many opened their homes, unaware, only to find their blood pooling by dawn. In human form, the Varrock was either hauntingly beautiful or deeply unnerving, always pale, skin taut, eyes faintly glowing. Not always crimson, sometimes silver, sometimes empty, a stare that froze you, not with terror but with a strange familiarity, as if it saw your hidden truths. Weapons were futile. Blades shattered, bullets passed through like air. Some tales claimed it could only be harmed if forced to shed its disguise, made tangible in beast or spirit form. Even then, silver was unreliable. Sacred wood, carved with ancient runes, held more promise, but even seasoned hunters were warned, if you see it, you're too close. Its true power was enchantment, not through magic but through presence, voice, touch. Victims followed strangers into the woods, unable to resist. Others woke barefoot in snow, far from home, with no memory of their journey. The Varrock didn't just shift its form, it bent your will. Its greatest strength? You don't see it coming. You invite it in, mistaking it for a friend, until your blood chills and your home is empty. Mituri Karpati Volo. It casts no shadow, breathes no sound, and waits with endless patience. It doesn't need to hunt if you welcome it inside. Curse. The Varrock cannot be slain like other beasts. Fire scorches it, silver cuts it, holy symbols push it back, but none end it. It is more than flesh, it is a curse, a blight no blade can sever. Ancient lore speaks of rituals, not physical weaknesses. Garlic doesn't repel it, it forces it into form, pulling it from its ethereal haze into flesh. Only then can it be struck. But garlic alone doesn't kill, it exposes. More potent are relics of sacred wood, especially from trees kissed by lightning, nature marked by divine fury. These, if blessed and wielded with purpose, might pierce its core or sever its curse. Yet even then, it doesn't die, it scatters, waiting. The truest terror lies in its vulnerability. When it hunts as a spirit, its body lies dormant, eyes shut, breath faint, heart a whisper. Move that body, and the Varrock is lost, its spirit unable to return, trapped between worlds. The body wastes away, the soul fades. Some say it dies, others fear it becomes something worse, a lingering wraith, neither here nor gone. Cursed families bear a heavier weight. The Varrock isn't one creature passed down, it's a seed of change. A child dreams strangely, an elder vanishes in sleep, a mother finds her infant cold, and knows the curse has stirred. Burial rites aimed to prevent its rise. Corpses were bound, mouths stuffed with earth or stones. Some were buried face down to dig into the earth forever. Others were burned, not in vengeance but in hope. Yet no ritual was foolproof, for the curse doesn't obey. It lingers in blood, in memory, in silence. A Carpathian text warns, move the Varrock's body while it roams the stars, and it perishes, or worse, it lingers forever, a hollow shell with a lost mind. Archiva Sudica Fragmenta. You cannot kill what was never alive. You cannot bury what never fully died. The Varrock is betrayal's echo, the breath of buried sin. It weaves through generations until one night it answers its own call. Legacy. The Varrock never faded. Even as villages emptied and forests grew quiet, its shadow lingered, faint but unyielding. The myths survived, not because they were told, but because they refused to die. Today, the Varrock whispers in the margins of culture, films, books, games. Modern tales give it claws or tragic romance, as in Underworld's hybrid beasts, torn between hunger and humanity. Yet these pale beside the raw dread of the original. In rural Eastern Europe, belief persists, not in a monster but in a warning. Elders speak of cursed dreams, of children born during eclipses, of graves that must be sealed with ritual. Violent or unblessed deaths still spark fear that something else might rise. The Varrock is more than a creature, it's a symbol of spiritual decay, unquenched hunger, sins past like relics. It stands at the crossroads of faith and wilderness, where human and monster blur. Its power is in its duality, guardian and destroyer, justice and chaos. Some say it can still be called to protect forests or avenge wrongs. Others see only death. Both may be true. Children are still cautioned, don't wander during eclipses, don't sleep under open skies, don't answer voices calling your name in the dark. These aren't mere stories, they're remnants of a time when the night lived. Scholars debate its roots, psychologists call it an archetype. But none of that matters when the wind stills, the woods quiet, and a shape moves just beyond sight. The Varrock endures not because of belief but because of what it embodies: shame, rejection, hunger, sins so deep they don't die. They shift. They walk. They wait. The Varrock is not a relic. It is every secret we bury, every craving we deny.